All right, y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to another Jab Podcast, episode 140. I'm Combo Breaker 99,
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Boxing P.
and we back with another one for y'all, man. We got a fight night coming up tomorrow or today by the time I put this episode out, man. And it's Tyson Jones that's going down. Like I said, man, like I was telling you the other day, I kind of wish it would have happened back in September just so we could just put it all on the table, let them do what they do. But now with 2 months out, you posted on the IG, man, that this thing got some rules up in there. I mean, every fight needs rules, but what's up with these rules, bro?
Yeah, I mean, during the whole build up to the fight, and everybody was like kind of speculating on the rules, headgear, no headgear. There's a lot of going back and forth, but supposedly the official rules came out, and they are pretty crazy, man. I
Yeah,
mean, it's supposed to be a fight, but according to the rules, I don't know, man.
right. Like I went on one site after you had posted them too, just to see what they said, and like so many other sites were saying the same thing. Like number one, of course, we know it's gonna be VADA tested. They want to make sure nobody's on nothing. I mean, they want to make sure that's down. So I'm cool with that rule. But P, I'm gonna go down your list of rules that you posted here, bro. And
Okay.
this right here, everybody can take what they want from it. But number one, no knockouts allowed. What's that tell you right there?
I mean, for me, that's what everybody's tuning into this fight for, and is a knockout. You know what I'm saying? So they saying no knockouts allowed. How are they gonna prevent a knockout, Ant?
Yeah,
How do you prevent that?
I don't even know, man, because it's like guys, even if a guy throw a simple counter punch, that might catch a dude wrong. You know what I mean?
You think, especially Mike Tyson, you talking
Yeah,
about big guy? I mean, it's just weird.
yeah, because think Tyson and knockout just go together. You
Just
no
go together,
knockouts.
brother.
That don't make no sense. No knockouts. You telling Tyson no knockouts?
That's what I'm saying, man. Do Mike even know how to take it easy, Ant? You know what I mean? So,
Right.
um, I like I said, but you know what? At day one when this fight got announced, we talked about it a little bit, and I said, man, I don't know, I don't know what to make of the fight. I'm gonna watch it, but I don't know what to make of it because it was a lot.
hmm I mean, how do you think? We know how Tyson feel. He probably like, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna do what I want. But like, how do you think that would make any fighters feel like, even at a certain age, that man, like they telling us, oh, y'all can go in there and box, but you can't knock somebody out. What's that like, man?
I mean, it takes away from it a little bit, in my opinion. That we looking at Mike. Mike is in shape. We watching Roy Jones train, and we figuring that these guys are still at a level in their 50s to compete, not on a high level, but to compete, but to water it
Mm.
down with all these rules just really, um, in my opinion, takes a lot away from it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's going to happen? And there's a lot of casual fans going to tune in and buy this fight, and then they're going to be complaining Sunday morning. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Because there's a lot of casual fans. Like I said, like I think there's more casual fans that are excited about this than the hardcore
oh,
fans.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
So so they're prepared to be let down. Even if they see this rule list right here, they prepared to be let down. So we telling them now that look, don't go in there with your hopes so high, right?
Yeah, just Sunday, save all the comments and negative remarks, cause um, I mean, if you know the fight game, we kind of know what we getting into. Kind of, man. This is kind of new for us, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. We know the politics, and with these rules rolling out, we really kind of see what we getting or should be getting tomorrow night.
right. Okay, so which takes us to number two, which is if there's no knockouts allowed, I don't even know why they made this rule. Then number two is no judges ringside. What's that, man?
I, I'm trying to figure out how are we going to determine the winner of this. Well, they said no winner will be determined, so I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right. Which go to number three. Winner will not be declared. So it's like, why are y'all even have them in the ring together? You know what I mean? Like even some of the weakest exhibition fights we've seen in the past can declare a winner, even if it's staged.
I know. I mean, yeah, it almost makes the fight pointless. If there's no winner declared, what happens next? I mean, hopefully not a lot. These guys are in their 50s, but um, I don't know, man. Just no winner being declared. I don't. I've never seen a competition where it's never been a winner declared. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right. And
like you say, even the exhibition fight, somebody is, even if it's staged, somebody wins.
hmm and in this case too, like casual fans, they can be they bloodthirsty. So like they want some type of win, even if it's scripted. So why are they going to go on the record and say no winners declared, no judges, and no knockouts? You know what I mean? So why go through the effort of
Yes,
putting this together if they're not even going to make this an actual like I said, even a scripted match for people to say, oh, Mike Tyson back. You know what I mean?
right, right. Especially with the no knockout thing, man. That's like, I mean, that's not saying it won't be a knockout, but I don't know. Is it a penalty if you go in there and try to knock a? You know what I'm saying, man? It's just
Yeah.
it's really weird, man. I don't know how you can tell Mike Tyson to keep it dialed down to a one. You know what I'm saying, for 8 rounds. I don't understand that.
And then number four, if a cut occurs, the fight is over. So you can't
Mm,
even like basically any jab, any punch you throw, the first punch you throw could end it with a cut
yeah,
in.
yeah. And it still won't be a winner, Ant. You feel me? It still
Right,
won't be declared a winner.
exactly. Like you can't even say, okay, after the third or fourth round, we're gonna take it to the judges. Well, we ain't got no judges, so we're just gonna stop this thing, you know?
Exactly. We ain't got no judges. So it can't be a knockout. We're not having somebody counting punches or scoring a fight, you know.
hmm So yeah, that's just like, okay, man, like what are we really supposed to be taking from this? Like I seen sparring sessions that come off a little bit more competitive than what we seen, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then in the same token that I could get the Jake Paul and all these like weird boxing matches getting put together, maybe having these rules, but these guys are boxing legends, ain't they? Former world champions.
Exactly. Look, their fight, whatever Jake Paul, yeah, his fight don't even have no rules. His is actual professional bout.
And how crazy is that? He fighting a basketball, football player, and he's a YouTuber. And
hmm
that fight has rules, but the fight with boxing legends that everybody's tuning in to see, and you know what I'm saying? Nobody's tuning in to see Jake Paul and really any of
No.
those other guys, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? The world is in tune with Mike and Roy, but it's like a farce.
Yeah, it is, man. It's just like, okay, what's the purpose of this? Like, you gonna lead us all up to this with professional fights on the card, but your last fight, the one everybody really, really wants, is just a game. It's just a gimmick of some kind, to promote something. And
Exactly.
and I hate the fact that it includes two legends that we grew up watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got a lot of respect for it. That's what I say, and to have two huge names to step up in their 50s and make this happen, and then to like kind of water it down with all these rules is just, I mean, it's bittersweet. Even if you did want to watch it just for an entertainment aspect, not expecting much with these rules, you're really not expecting much.
No. And what else we had? We had five. Number five was 8 rounds for 2 minutes each. So they're giving them some rounds to let their hands go. But what's the purpose in
Yeah,
that?
I mean, that's one rule that I can respect.
I
You know what I'm
respect.
saying?
Yeah.
They older men, you give them 2 minutes instead of 3 minutes, 8 rounds. I can respect that rule, man.
hmm And then the one. that I thought was going to actually liven this thing up was the fact that they said no headgear. That was something I had posted, that no headgear,
Yeah, yeah. So
and
so it is no headgear, or it is because it's been all these speculations.
with the latest I saw yesterday was no headgear and 12-ounce gloves.
Okay.
Yeah, but oh man, this was yeah. Number six he put for a fact was Israel Adesanya's commentating, and then I saw Snoop Dogg was also a guest commentator. Man,
I
like
mean, two big things with that. Snoop can't commentate a boxing match. You know what I'm saying? He
right.
doesn't know combat sports that way. Snoop is not connected to combat sports in any form. You know what I'm saying? So I won't be expecting too much from him commentating, but some entertainment.
Mhm.
And I know Israel does have the boxing background, but I mean, you got two boxing legends in there that you could have got anybody to commentate. You know what I'm saying?
Sugar Ray, anybody.
Anybody, another boxing legend. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I mean, it would just make more sense. Israel. I mean, it's not the worst thing, but I still was kind of confused on how that even came about. I could see if it was a UFC Fight Pass fight or something, or is it on Fight Pass?
It's actually on this
Thriller.
yeah, Triller, TR, yeah, TR, Triller. Yeah, it's on that Triller pay-per-view, but it's not on Fight Pass.
Okay, so I mean, they kind of threw me for a loop throwing the UFC fighter and the commentary. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like Israel. It's not the worst thing, but it was kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? To have
Yeah,
him in there.
yeah, especially yeah, like I said, I got respect for him as a champ, in his lane, but we talking boxing where the the commentators for boxing, the list is endless, man.
Yeah, the list is. I mean, it's not hard to find by no means. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even if you get a Tim Bradley on there, who I don't agree with all the time, but even he would have been a little bit of
Oh
a
yeah.
better look than Israel, man. Because Israel, yeah, like I said, okay, he got the kickboxing background and everything, but his approach to commentating might not satisfy the boxing fan what they're looking for, you know.
In my opinion, it won't. I mean, these guys. Israel was a baby when these guys were in their prime, man. I'm just
Hmm.
saying. I mean, he wasn't even. And like I say, he has a kickboxing history and he has a couple of boxing matches, but not enough. Not
Mm-mm.
enough to, thwart him good enough to be commentating a fight of this potential magnitude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we telling people these rules, we might be running a lot of people off, but a fight, this fight was projected to be big.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Bringing a nice crowd, casual, non-casual. It was projected to be big. Two of the biggest names from the '90s.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is. They put it out there, so it's like, yo, somebody asked me what I'm expecting. Like I had a person ask me today that don't even really watch boxing. They was like, "Oh, you see Mike Tyson, Roy Jones about to fight?" And I was like, "Yeah, don't go in with high hopes, though." I just was honest to
Yeah,
him.
I mean, same thing. I've been telling people. Really, the reason I really wanted to do a show because the guys like, oh man, what do you guys think about this? You guys gonna do a show on it? I said, well, let's go ahead and do a spin on it. People interested in it. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? But like I say, Sunday, I think it's just gonna be a lot of people complaining and mad that they paid that pay-per-view money for something that didn't really live up to their expectations.
Right, right.
And I mean, and like I say, and a casual fan, I think some of them might have some unrealistic expectations of the fight anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, both of the guys in their 50s, it's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, they'd knock a guy out on the street, but and competing on a high level is, in your 50s, it's just not a whole lot left there. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
it's not to say that guys can't put on a good performance, but I'm just saying. I mean, You talking about two boxing legends who, I mean, they boxing legends for a reason, and they didn't put some work in, throughout the decades in the
Hmm.
fight game. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, yeah, and I think with all of these rules that have been, you know, put into play leading up to this point, I think it would have been less disappointing if that's how they presented it from the jump. Like, don't expect these two to be going after each other. It's exhibition.
Of
But
course.
the way it's been promoted as far as watching them train, like I love watching them train because I like seeing them stay in shape. It is inspiring to see two older men do that. But as far as like how they do the cinematics, the dramatics with the documentaries, you thinking these two gonna go all out. They put the level
Yeah,
of documentary on like the Spence Garcia levels. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, yeah.
you
I
can't help
mean,
but, you can't help but want that.
like you say, they sold it that way. Once they showed Mike Tyson that little clip of him, you know, people people went back into the '90s with Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, the true boxing fans, we know that Mike is 50. Mike didn't abuse his body with a lot of drugs. Mike been in a lot of wars. Regardless what type of shape we see Mike in, it's still only that's the outside. You know what I'm saying? And it's more to it than just what you see on the outside. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
And
but casual fans, I'm sure they're like, oh Mike, that's Mike from the '90s. Oh, he's back. And all of
Mhm.
this stuff. So they probably did get pretty hyped about it.
Right. And another thing too, I was looking at the weigh-in tonight. I was just listening to Mike talk and everything. It was like, really, man, if you got any common sense in your head, like most of these casual fans need, sometimes it's like it don't expect the fight, even if we didn't even tell you. Even if we didn't tell you the rules, you should expect what Mike's going to bring. Because at the weigh-in, Mike Tyson, he had said that it was hard work. It was hell trying to do what he was doing because first day of sparring, he said it was horrible. He told everybody, he was like, it
Hmm.
was horrible. He said it jump went
Hmm.
back, and he didn't give any details, but I could have guessed that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just imagine a guy that's in his 50s, you know, trying to do a training camp, man. You know what I'm saying? You could only imagine that. Yeah, that first day, his body felt like crap. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, it's not easy to get into the shape that he got into at 54. And on top of his history, you know what I'm saying? Not disrespecting Mike anything, but he has done a lot of abuse to his body, which makes these type of things harder to do. I'm sure even harder at an older age. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
whereas though, Mike, I mean Roy, I've never heard of Roy drinking, smoking, having any type of history of abusing his body.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And again, that kind of reflected how they were talking. Like Roy, all day long we could say he need to hang it up, but like boxing is still in his blood. It's in his second nature because he's training. He's training young fighters today. So the way he
Hmm.
talked was a different. It was like a different realm. Like he's only been out of the game for 2 years since his last professional fight. So it really wasn't like a wake up thing. It was still second nature. But when I heard Mike talking, he made it sound like, it wasn't something he had to click on. It was something like he had to refine for real. Like he didn't sound like the same Mike, like, oh man, I remember this. I can do this again. It
Oh
wasn't like
yeah,
no light switch.
yeah,
So
yeah.
15
Because
years to
Roy
do that.
is still directly connected to the sport, working with guys, training guys. So he's definitely never really left the sport like Mike. Mike was cold turkey. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That and really had to really totally reacclimate his body to the sport again.
Yeah, he did. He did. Cause yeah, like you said, the way he left after the Kevin McBride fight, he had like one little sparring exhibition that took place like I can't remember what year. But other than that, like he was really like cut off from the boxing world, really.
Right, right. And during that time, he had really given up. He said it ain't in him no more.
Hmm.
And at that point, all you could do is respect hearing that from a fighter. You know what I'm saying? But what? 15 years later, he back. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
um, We waiting for tomorrow now. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. I mean, 2020 is a crazy year. You know what I'm saying, for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Cause you
crazy,
gotta,
man.
cause you gotta admit, this is nothing nobody ever seen coming in no way, shape, or form. So,
Mm-mm.
for these two guys to be coming together in 2020, when we couldn't even really get a lot of boxing matches, for these guys to step up to the plate and sign up, it was it got some of the boxing blood going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely did, like in that sense. And pushing, pushing forward like this with this fight here. What are you thinking, man? Like, do you think this is gonna lead to some type of comeback for Mike to take on like another heavyweight, or what? Is this just like a one-time deal?
I know I seen a few people asking Mike about that. I didn't really chime into the interviews, but in my opinion, that if you got all these safety nets around the fight, it's pointless to move forward. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Um, I think after Saturday, and we really see it, then we'll be better able to gauge it. But I can't see Mike moving forward with all these rules. This is not helping him get acclimated back to fighting. You know what I mean? In my opinion, this is not really helping him get back into the sport by having one foot in and one foot out. You know what I'm saying?
right. It's kind of reintroduced into an era where he like, dang man, like what's all these rules for? Like I didn't have these
Right.
rules in my day, you know.
Right.
So now it's gonna kind of either make him say, maybe this is how they do nowadays, and maybe I just need to stay away and let them do their thing, just accept it how it is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't expect to see too much out of Mike after, you know, Saturday night. I mean, Roy, on the other hand, Roy is in the boxing game. He's working with guys. Roy is always training, you know what I mean, doing some type of, boxing training. So I do see Roy continuing on doing what he's doing, but Mike wasn't even working with fighters. He wasn't training. He didn't really have a promotion. It was like he wasn't even in the boxing game. You know what I mean? So
Right.
um, I can't see this one fight wanting to bring him back full circle into the game.
Yeah.
I think we saw him, that Danny McBride fight and him really walk away. I think that was it for Mike. This is just something that, midlife crisis type stuff. And, normally people go buy a Corvette, but, Mike Tyson want to get back in the ring.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like I, that's one thing. Like I was thinking too. Like maybe it's just like one last hurrah, just the training part, just to see where his body could get. Like that's why he was probably like, man, let me see how I feel in training before I even think of doing any comeback fights with anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
and after this fight, who knows how much pain these two guys are gonna really be in physically? You know?
Yeah, for sure. And like I say, definitely somebody like Mike who, I mean, Mike is heavy and I mean, it's two different scenarios for those two guys. Like I say, Roy, despite the knockouts, Roy still to me seemed to have preserved himself a little better than Mike. Um, Overall,
Hmm.
what I mean, physically and mentally overall, just constantly training and constantly being in the game, never really leaving it. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike, like I say, he left it cold turkey for years. You
Right.
know what I mean? Probably said he probably hated boxing for a few years or whatever. But we never seen that in Roy. Roy's always been connected to the sport in some type of way. So, like I say, I anticipate to see Roy to keep training and keep, working with guys. But as far as Mike, taking on another fight, this fight ain't preparing him to take on another fight, ain't? With
No.
these rules, this ain't preparing you to get back into the ring. So I I just don't see it. You never
Hmm.
know what'll happen, but they throw some money on the table, but um it doesn't seem like a plausible thing to me.
No, I don't. And yeah, like you said, that was how I was seeing it too. Like from Mike Tyson, the way he left, coming back, it's like an estranged relationship with family member. You just all of a sudden come back. Like
Hmm.
how's it going to be? You don't know. How you going to
Hmm.
work it out. But Roy's always kind of had this relationship with boxing. It's been a little on and off. It's been shaky, but he still got a relationship with him.
Of
So
course,
he's always winning.
Roy lowest points in the game. We never seen him walk away. We seen
Mhm.
Mike quit in the ring, against
Somebody he should have beat.
a C level opposition. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we seen the game brick Mike. We haven't seen the game really brick Roy.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's a big difference there. Like, Roy's had some downsides in his later career, but it's still like, man, the game ain't broken him up.
Yeah,
He's
it
still
ain't
coming
break him
back.
no.
Mhm.
Roy. Like you say, the fight game. You get knocked down, you get back up, and Roy's been living by that. You know what I'm saying? So and then I tell you too, man. Like a lot of people in the beginning, oh Mike, there's no way Mike is going to destroy him, this, that, and the third. But with these rules in place, it sets it up for to benefit Roy, in my opinion. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So we could see Roy looking good in the fight. You know what I mean? With these rules, we didn't know we were going to have these parameters. You know what I mean?
hmm Yeah, enough to give them little glimpses of even if
Yeah.
winner, just a little shade or something. You can see them little fast hands here and there.
Moving around, the footwork, I mean, it ain't what it used to be, but I mean, it's not plodding like Mike. Mike is flat footed, just pretty much plodding. I mean, Roy still can get on his toes and move a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, man, it's what can you say, Ant? You can't even give a prediction for the fight. You
Nah,
can't
that's
even
the
give a
thing.
prediction.
That's the thing. Like even the people you talk to that said to do an episode about this, don't expect us to make a pick because there's nobody to pick.
Yeah, you can't even make a prediction. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That alone, kind of, because I'm sure people wanted to bet on this fight. I'm sure this fight was like
Oh,
trending and really doing some things. So,
oh yeah, yeah. I was looking at the last rule or last fact that you had posted. It said number 7. It's an exhibition about no bets allowed. So they secured that. They secured that with no judges and everything. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, with no winner, yeah, it's pointless. I mean,
yeah.
what can you bet if nobody can win, really? So um, I don't know, man. I really don't know what this is going to add to either guy's legacy. And at this particular moment, I just see it as pure entertainment. Um, that's all I can really take out of it is pure entertainment. I can't see how this does anything for their legacy. What you think?
Yeah. That's how I wrap it up, man. I mean, it just goes back to something you brought up on episodes we did before, and I agree with it too. And it's been something I just really said, yeah, it's true, man. Like sometimes the build up is the more exciting part of the fight.
Yeah.
Everything that's been happening has been exciting. Like I said, the training, them coming back was kind of inspiring to watch. The interviews and the shine they've been getting, that's been exciting to watch
Hmm.
because Mike still talks a big game. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
just like every fight in the past. This is what was so exciting about it. That's why we're saying we're used to it. I know you're used to it
Yeah.
sometimes. That's the exciting part with the
Absolutely.
actual fight. Sometimes it can be a dud. Even
Absolutely.
even some of the biggest fights, they turn out to be duds. That's why I was like, hey, I agree with you on that, man. It's like I like watching behind the scenes sometimes because it's the more exciting part.
Right. Right. Well, this thing got dud written all over it, and I mean, for the hardcore boxing fans, I'm just saying, you know what I mean.
Oh
But
yeah,
um, we'll see, man. I mean, we'll see. I
yeah,
mean, and even the card, and you got the card is like a freak show card, ain't? You know what I
right.
mean? Is it's like just they kind of turned it into a spectacle with this Jake Paul and
Mhm.
even Badu Jack. Is he still with TMT? Why is he hopping on this
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even
entertainment
know.
card? Shout out to Hassim Jr. I see he's replacing somebody on the card. I mean, that'd be a good look for somebody like him, to
Yeah,
slide in there and get some of that recognition. But Um, the rest of the card is like, I mean, this kid Jake Paul, I just can't even, no disrespect, but I can't even bite on that, Ant. I can't even bite on that dude.
No, like we've been box fans for so long. That's why whenever somebody like that just comes along and tries to paint this narrative that he loves the sport and he's about it, it's just like I can't really get behind that, you know?
Hey, I look, and I don't care what analyst, Ellie Setback, who verifies this dude. I can't get with it. I can't get with this YouTuber coming out left field and he's fighting on big stages. I can't get with it. You know what
Oh
I'm
no,
saying? Because
I agree,
they
man.
wouldn't
It's
get.
like,
Listen,
mm-mm.
if he was a brother, they wouldn't give him that chance.
Oh
It's
no,
one reason. It's one reason that he's doing. He's afforded these opportunities, and that's a whole nother story. But that's a fact.
oh yeah,
That's a fact, man.
yeah, no doubt. I mean, this dude could come from YouTubing, not basketball or football, but he's getting the credit. Nate Robinson, he's the one guy coming from basketball, but it's all Jake Paul that looks impressive, because
Exactly.
he's the
I
YouTuber,
mean, he's around top people in boxing now, man. That bothers me when I see stuff like that, man.
Bruh.
Because top people in boxing should know better.
Mm-hmm.
They should know better. He should be running to these people, begging these people. These people running to him because they think he's. I don't know what they think, but it is a little irritating seeing guys who don't deserve any credit at all
Mm-hmm.
getting some credit from some of these big platforms, ESPN, Ellie.
Yeah, even
It's
when
a
you
little
mention these
annoying.
guys like that, like boxing media online, they should know better than that. Get that camera out of that guy's face. He ain't no
Exactly,
boxing. And then
exactly.
y'all big him up. Y'all big him up like he is that guy, and y'all know the hard work fighters put in. So that's
And
disrespect. Like
look,
you won't see me
that's
putting the camera in his face.
you took the words out of my mouth because it's a fighter somewhere in the gym in Philly and Atlanta, LA, Michigan, somewhere across the United States that deserve that opportunity way more than some damn Jake Paul.
Yeah.
You got a guy who put blood, sweat, and tears in who deserves that shot more than Jake Paul, but he'll never get it. He'll
No.
never get it. You know
Mm-mm.
what I'm saying? So I can't respect that. I respect Jake for what he did in his YouTube world or whatever, but when he crossing over to the boxing, this is different, and I can't respect that. And then they got all these clips of him knocking out tomato cans, really, really trying to make it seem like it's something. I'm like, come on, man, stop it,
Mm-hmm.
stop.
And it's disrespectful when they already say this dude has one professional fight when he ain't even laid the groundwork down.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
yeah. But yeah, like I said, casual fans, like if y'all hear this, the don't expect this explosive fight.
No,
I see y'all's pre-sales out there. The pre-pay-per-view sales done broke records, man. You see that, right?
yeah,
They done broke
yeah,
some records. So I see some
yeah.
people out there, they anticipating something, but
But that's what I'm
mm,
saying. Come Sunday, you're gonna hear all the blogs are gonna be full with a bunch of nonsense, and I promise you.
yeah,
Oh man, that was a waste of money. That was bull crap. This, that, and the third. And y'all can really save all that. You know what I'm saying? You can save all that because we told y'all. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, man. But that's pretty much all I got, bro. But what was your final thoughts on the thing?
Like I said from day one, that when the fight got made, I really didn't know what to make of it. Both these guys are older men stepping back into the ring. I took my hat off to them for doing that, but um, they're both boxing legends, highly respected in the game, and I didn't want to see either guy get hurt. So I guess, in that aspect, the rules are good because it don't sound like nobody gonna get hurt according to the rules. But that's my main thing, and I didn't want to see either guy get hurt. I'm a fan of both guys. I didn't really have a pick in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of both guys. They're both legends in the game, and I didn't want to see either guy get hurt. So maybe all the safe rules are a good thing, and I don't know. But
Yeah.
that's really my final thought on it.
All right. Well, yeah, I feel the same way, man. I'm just like, I don't want to see the guy get hurt, but at the same time, them being fighters and them knowing the warrior code, I wanted to see some little bit of competition level for me. And
Hmm.
I'll say this too, it's a good setup for both of these guys. Financially. At least we'll never see these two guys on like the wrong end of the street, like some fighters in the past that have gone bankrupt, lost money. This is just another
Oh
setup
yeah.
for them to walk away with good paydays.
Yeah, definitely should be a good payday for both guys. So that's definitely what's up. You know what I mean? Seeing legends get money that they deserve.
Yes, sir. And
I'm
hey,
always about that, you know.
oh yeah. And before we bounce, P, just let everybody know where they can follow you at.
Y'all can catch me on IG at Loud Pack Boxing, and y'all can catch me on YouTube at Loud Pack Boxing One.
All right, and you
I
can
said that.
subscribe. Okay, you can subscribe to me on IG and YouTube at Combo Breaking 99, and you can subscribe to our show Jab Podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And I think by next year, I think Google Play is going to be out and it's going to become YouTube Music. So basically, it's
Okay.
going to be there. It's going to be on YouTube Music from there on.
Okay.
But yeah, man, there's some UFC fights tomorrow or Saturday, so I'm gonna check those out. But yeah, I'm gonna look into this, man. But we'll get back at y'all, man. But like always, I'm Combo Breaker 99,
It's your boy Boxing P.
and we out, y'all.
We out.
Later.